Thank you, Lori. Thanks everyone for attending today's webinar on Customer Service 101, Part 2. This is Power Virtual Agents. Appreciate everybody making time today. My name is Blaine Coldiron. I'm a software solutions architect for Ellipse Solutions. A little bit about our company, Ellipse Solutions. We are a Microsoft Gold partner. We have over 200 Microsoft certifications. We've been doing the Dynamics focus for 14 years. We like to say we have one former customer, and that's a pretty good track record in today's market. A couple of other bullets about our company. And again, if you need any assistance with your Dynamics implementations or you have questions, we're always available. So you can take my contact information at the end of the webinar if you'd like to reach out or just make a connection. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Blaine, and I'm with Ellipse Solutions. That's my contact information. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn or send me an email with a question, that'd be fine. I started my career as a .NET developer, so I'm familiar with Microsoft technology stack. I've been working with it for a while. A few years after that, I got involved with CRM with a 2011 version as a system admin, which eventually led to developing and architecting a 2016 Dynamics 365 on-premises upgrade. So that's how I got involved and cut my teeth with Dynamics 365. So let's talk about our subject today, which is Power Virtual Agents, and what is a Power Virtual Agent. So it's software as a service, just like Dynamics 365 Online, for creating bots for customer service. So many of you have probably engaged with chatbots yourself when you've gone onto a website for some support, and you open a chat window and you get this kind of back and forth response with a virtual agent, with you know, a chatbot agent that's asking you questions and you're responding. So that's a Power Virtual Agent, and there's a lot of benefits to it, especially within the Dynamics environment, because it does allow you to easily build these bots and without needing a lot of you know, coding expertise or AI experience. So it allows you to be able to engage your subject matter experts to let them be able to create bots. It reduces your costs by automating common inquiries, you know, like general questions and questions that can easily be answered. You don't want to take up your maybe your representative's time with these questions, so you can create a chat bot and let it do the work for you. And it improves customer satisfaction, so allowing your customers to kind of self-help and resolve issues themselves without having to engage with someone or wait in a queue to get a question answered. It makes the customer experience better. So I think I know as a customer, I appreciate it when I can kind of help myself and I don't have to spend a lot of my time waiting. So creating a Power Virtual Agent is easy. So we're going to do that today. We're going to go through an exercise. We're going to create our own little chatbot, and it's really intuitive. I think, again, you don't need to be a coding expert. You don't need to know how to write code. You don't need to know necessarily how artificial intelligence works or any of that. You can just, all you need to know is really what is the process you're trying to solve for, what is the situation that you're trying to service a customer with, and as long as you know that, and with a little bit of guidance and help, you should be able to create a Power Virtual Agent very easily. So let's take a look at what we have here, an example. I'm going to make sure that, can everyone see that? I hope Lori, if you can see it, that will. So if we take a look at this, we can see this is our interface for creating a Power Virtual Agents. It's a nice interface, and what you have here is, if I go home here, you basically, it's kind of a three-step process. You're going to author a topic for your chatbot or your Power Virtual Agent. Then once you have authored that and tested it and it works the way you'd like it to, then you're going to publish that out. And once it's published out, you can monitor your performance. So it's pretty straightforward. And we'll see here, if we look here, there's some topics that have already been created. If you're going through the lessons yourself, and by the way, with the demo that we're going to do today, if you'd like to follow along, in the next slide, I'll give you the link that you can go ahead and follow along if you want to do the demo along as we're doing it. You can certainly do that. It's really easy. You just sign up for a free trial, and it will bring you here. So here we have here's a simple example of an appointment scheduling chatbot or virtual agent. So of course, when you create it, you're going to just give it a name. You're just going to give it a name, maybe a description. And then you're going to create some trigger phrases. So the trigger phrases is kind of what initiates your bot, kind of start engaging with the customer. So here you'll see this has some pretty simple trigger phrases about scheduling an appointment. I'd like to request an appointment, cancel an appointment. And it recommends that you do 5 to 10 kind of diverse phrases to kind of initiate your chatbot. So with that, you would want to go to the Canvas. I'll go back if you didn't see that. It's right up here in the corner, which you go to Authoring Canvas. So here, this is the Authoring Canvas. So this allows you to kind of create your chat structure, your chat box structure. And it's got some nice features here. You can zoom out so you can see the whole structure. You can zoom in. You can do a mini map. So if you have a very large structure and it's going out to the right and down, you can kind of move this around and get to where you need to be on the structure. So it's a nice interface. I think Microsoft did a really nice job here. And so basically, every chatbot's going to start with your trigger phrases, the very first node. And what you can do after that is you can add subsequent nodes just by clicking the plus button, which would allow you to add a question or a message, or maybe you're going to call an action. But there's basically those are the types of nodes that you can add. So here you'll see they have a simple message about scheduling an appointment. And then you can ask a question and get some multiple choice option answers here for the user, so that they can either schedule an appointment or cancel an appointment. And based on their answer, you're going to have kind of 2 different branches to go down, whether they're going to schedule an appointment or cancel an appointment. And this is a really simple example just to kind of show you how the structure of a chatbot works. So once you have your chatbot built, you can easily test it. There's a little testing window here, and let me get rid of this. Get rid of that too. So you can go in your window, and this would be just like a normal chat window that your customer would engage with, and you can type your trigger phrase. And when you do that, you're going to see that it's going to start stepping you through your chatbot. And so you can see all of the different nodes here and which ones it's hit. And it's giving me my message, it's giving me the question, and now I can choose what option I need. I'm going to choose schedule an appointment. And you can see here, it'll simply go down and tell me to go to this link and schedule a date and time and finish the end of the chat. So it's very easy to to reset and run multiple times. So it's a very useful tool for testing your bot out. So that's kind of the basics of it. So now we're going to go through and we're going to create our own. We're going to create our own new Power Virtual Agent. So our scenario for creating this, and again, I remember I said if you want to follow along, you can go to this link here and sign up for a free trial, and you can go through the exercise with us today. It's free, so it's a nice option for you. I know I learn better sometimes by actually doing it. So our scenario today is we're going to create a landscaping company who provides lawn care services and landscaping, gutter cleaning services to our customers. So we want to create a simple bot to handle some of the customer service inquiries. Let's the screen over here. And go back out to my topics. And I've already created a, I'll give you a couple minutes here, or a couple seconds here if you have someone that's following along. You can see here I've created a topic already for the landscape demo, but if you just needed to create a new topic, you just click new topic, and it's going to ask you for the topic name. Again, you can put whatever you want there, and then you're going to give an optional description if you need it, and then you're going to create your trigger phrases. So here are my trigger phrases that we're going to use today for our landscaping demo. I need to report an issue with my landscaping. I need to schedule service. Then a couple of, like, my gutters need cleaned. I need some mulch, these kind of things. These are all kind of things that a customer may type in a chat window that you would want to trigger your chatbot with. So I have my phrases defined here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the authoring canvas now. And you can see here, all I've done is I've simply added a new message, just thanking them, welcoming them to our chatbot for our landscaping company. So the first step we want to do is we want to create a new question on our window here. So we can say, what do you need to do today? Right? Simple question. Here we're going to give them some options. So I'm just going to leave this selected as a multiple choice question, because I'm just going to give them two options. I'm going to give them either schedule service or report an issue. Right? So here you can see it automatically adds your conditions for you based on the options that you give your user. Now here is where it's going to store the response. So I think it's always a good idea to change the variable name from just a simple bar name to something that's meaningful. So we'll just call it service request. Actually, we'll call it something like that. Another thing you may want to do is add another condition, like all other condition, in case they, type in something that's, your chatbot's not expecting, or they don't pick one of those two options. So we'll do that. It's optional though. So here we have our conditions set, and beyond that, we're going to then ask another question based off of what they choose here. So first we'll go down and we'll build the service branch. So here we may want to give them a message, something about, sorry, you're having an issue. And then maybe we are going to ask them to describe what their issue is. So I'm going to add another question here. And here, I'm just going to select a different type of response. I'm just going to let the user's entire response come through. And again, I'm going to change my variable name to something meaningful. Okay, so now we've built another question, and we're going to capture the user's response. And from there, maybe we just transfer them to an agent at that point, so we can end the conversation with the transfer to agent. And here we're going to tell the agent kind of what the issue is. And what's nice is we can go ahead and pull in our customer's response. So if they had, here you'll see our variable for their response, we can go ahead and say, as we pass over to the agent, here's the issue they're having. If the customer was, verbose enough to give us what the actual problem is, it might help the agent get started. So that kind of completes our report an issue branch. Now we can go over here and we can build our service branch when they need to schedule a service. So the very first thing we may want to do here is ask another question on maybe what service they need to schedule. And here we'll give them some options. Maybe we'll do lawn care, mowing. We will do some mulching, and let's say, okay. So here again, it's going to create my branches for me. And what I can do now is perhaps the next step in my service branch of the chatbot is I want to maybe ask them what time and date they would like to schedule their service for. So I can do that by asking you another question. And we can fill in again here with what service they've picked, right? So here we'll just put the service needed right in the question. And then here under our type of answer, we're going to use one of the pre-built response types that Microsoft has built for us, and it's the date and time. So again, we will create a variable called here. Now, what we can do here is, I want this question to be for all of my other nodes, or at least this one. So what I can do is, instead of repeating myself and doing the same thing here, I can just go ahead and connect this one here. So now it's going to run both of those conditions down to this question, and it'll automatically bring over whatever the service is. So if it's mulching or lawn care, it'll bring that into this variable. And then here, maybe at the end, we just want to say, show a message to say we've got your appointment scheduled, something like that. And we'll insert our service. And the date that they scheduled it. And then we'll go ahead and end this with, it gives you a couple of options. One is just to end with the survey, which is what I'll pick here. And then our other branch, maybe we just go ahead and transfer them to an agent, something like that. Right, so now if we zoom out, we can kind of look at our whole structure, just to make sure that we have everything covered up. I see a branch here where we have another branch that I don't have anything for, so I can go ahead and maybe work on that. And here, I could go to another topic from here. So, if I built some other topic, there are some pre-built topics by Microsoft. I'll just go ahead and pick this one. And if you wanted to see what that actually does, you could go and you can see that in the topics section there. So now I have all of my branches developed. So now we can go ahead and do some testing with our chatbot. You want to remember to save it. Very important to save. And it's always probably a good idea just to check to see if there are any errors, which I don't have any errors, thankfully. So now we can go ahead and start testing our chatbot. So we'll open our testing window here, and we can go ahead and type one of our trigger messages. And you'll see here that it's asking me what type of service I need to schedule. So I'm going to go ahead and pick lawn care. And now here you'll see on our question, it's gone ahead and filled in what I've selected here. And so now it's asking me for a date and time. So I'll just go ahead and give it a date. Something like that. So here you'll see it gives me my final message on thanking me for scheduling lawn care mowing at 4/5/21/2020 at 4 p.m. So from here I can say, yes, I'm done, and here's the survey I get. And I'll just, and I'll say no thanks. So if we wanted to test our other branch, we could do that. Go back up. I don't remember the trigger phrases off the top of my head, so I'll check here, and we'll say, and it's asking me here, I need to report an issue. So I'm going to describe my issue. Like that. And here it would simply capture my response, and then it would transfer to an agent. So if I had this connected to my organization, where I could then send this over to an agent, where they could go into a queue, and an agent can pick them up, which is another advanced topic that maybe we can get to towards the end. But as you can see, I've tested most of the other branches of my chatbot. So if I were happy with this, and I wanted to go ahead and publish this, then what I would do is I would just go to my published, back out here, and I would go ahead and publish that. So then that makes it available in your list of topics that have been published. And you can see I can turn these on and off as I'd like. So if you have certain chatbots that you're working on, or you want to make a change to, you can turn them off and work on them so they're not being triggered by your customers, that type of thing. You can see also, if you look at your chatbot, you can kind of get some analytics on it under the Analytics tab. As it's loading. So this gives you some nice feedback about your chatbot. You can see a lot of these analytics, and this is all done by the Microsoft AI engine. This is for you. Okay, so we'll jump back over here. It's our demo, and like I said, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? That was pretty easy to do. I think it's not something that I think requires a whole lot of coding knowledge, or you just need to understand the logic of kind of what you want your chatbot to be able to do for your customers. Some of the more enhanced features of the Power Virtual Agent, you can call an action. I think you saw there where you can call an action. So you could create a Power Automate flow, maybe to connect to another database, and you could pull some data out of a database and show that to your customer. You may go search a knowledge base by capturing what the customer's issue is and sending that over to a knowledge base and searching that, and maybe finding an article that applies, and you could bring that back to the customer in the chat screen. So there's a lot of things you can do with Flow and Power Automate to kind of connect your systems, or connect to some external system. You could maybe reference a web page, enter a link in there to an article to assist the customer. You could add nodes to allow them to capture, the entire. You can capture the entire chat session if you needed to send that over to an agent. There's a node type to capture the whole session to be able to track that. You can link bots together, so you can link to another topic. So if you built like several different topics that are kind of all related, and you get to a particular node in one that pertains to another topic, then you can kind of branch over to that other topic. So you can link your bots together. That's very helpful. You know, again, once your bot is ready for prime time, you can publish it, and then you can also, there's options to put it out on Microsoft Teams for like users in your organizations or your organization to use it. You can publish it, or you can put it out on Facebook Messenger. If your company uses Facebook Messenger, you could put it on your mobile application or your company website. Lots of different options. But there is one feature I'd like to show you, and it's more of an advanced feature, but I think it's pretty cool. So we'll go back to our landscape demo, and there's this thing called entities. So you probably saw some of the pre-built entities from Microsoft. You know, they have like email capture and money and these type of things. But you can build your own. So what I've done is here is I built a couple of my own entities kind of for the demo that we did. So one of them is the landscape services that we offer. So here you can see I've created my own list of services, and you can kind of give them synonyms. So if there's different ways of saying it, it can make your bot a little smarter by giving it synonyms. So these are the landscape services entity I've created. And then I created another one here for the option for either schedule service or report an issue. So these come in useful because it allows you to do something that's called slot filling. So slot filling is a feature that allows the bot to skip questions if it kind of already has the answer. So if we go back here and I change this from the out of the box kind of multiple choice option, and I come down here and I select my landscape options. Now you'll see here I'm going to need to reset my conditions here because I've changed it. But it's pretty simple. I can say, okay, this is the schedule service branch. If they select that, and this is the report an issue branch, like we had before. So I don't have to do a lot of changing there. And then down here where I had my services, I can change it from the multiple choice to my landscape service options. Now you'll see here, I can show you know, which ones that I'm going to let the customer select, right? So maybe I let them select these two. I could show them all. I don't have that many, so I could show them all. Go ahead and show them. So here I can say, if this is lawn mowing, maybe this is and this one we'll say is gutter cleaning. And so now I want to go ahead and connect this here. And you'll see when I did that, if I zoom out, I think you'll see that it kind of may have orphaned that particular node. So I can see that here. So that probably give me an error. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Then I could have another option. So if they didn't pick one of those three, I could just, again, you know, transfer to another topic. Here I'll just say, thank you or something like that. But for the sake of time, we'll just have these three options. So now what I can do is with my own entities on your question, node, you can say skip question. Now what this will do is you have an option to skip it if the customer has given you the information that the question's asking, or you can say, I want to ask it every time, which would mean it would never be skipped. I'm going to do the same here for what they want, whether they want a service or they want to report an issue, right? So if I say that, now if I check my error, I need to hit save. I'll check for errors, no errors. And so now if we test it, let's say the customer types in, I want to schedule service for multiple. Let's say they give you kind of the information you're looking for in your first few questions in their very first sentence. What it's going to do is it's going to, if you can see this here, it's going to skip the questions it has the answers to. So it's not going to ask them if they need to report an issue, because they know by what you typed in, you want to schedule service. It's not going to ask what service you need because you've also said, I want mulching. So it's going to skip all the way down to this part of your chatbot to ask what time and date you need your service for. So again, we'll just select. Oops. I can stay at, it's smart enough to know kind of different ways of putting it. It's going to look for a time, it's going to look for a date. So again, from there it works the same. So that's called slot filling. So like if I don't want to make the customer go through and answer the same questions all the time, I can create my own entities for my questions. And once I do that, then I'm able to skip questions if the customer's given me the information. So that's a kind of an enhanced feature that you can add to your bot if you're creating one. Any questions about that? Or I know that's kind of an advanced topic, but I figured it was something that might be useful.
Yeah, for sure, Blaine. I don't see any questions at this time, but yes, as a reminder to the audience, feel free, raise your hand at any time and we can unmute you or submit your question.
Sure. Again, you can see your analytics here. You can see all of your satisfaction ratings. You know, if you're giving them the survey option at the end of your chatbot, you can see how many times you've gotten rated and what your ratings are, that kind of thing. So you know, it gives you a lot of information on your chatbots. And again, it's relatively easy to do. You know, here's where you could manage maybe putting it in Teams or Facebook. And again, even those things, those more advanced topics aren't really that difficult to do. So it's something that I think is very powerful for your customer service organization to be able to have your really your subject matter experts have the ability to create these things kind of right out of the box. Here's some of the system topics that are already created, and I think we use the goodbye one. So if you wanted to see what that does, you can see here are some of the trigger phrases for 67 trigger phrases for that one, and kind of what it will do. If they type this, you could obviously enhance this and copy it and make it your own. So that's pretty much chatbots. You know, creating virtual agents. They're called virtual agents in Microsoft, or chatbots and stuff. kind of nomenclature for what we're used to. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, very powerful. So we have some time for questions if anyone has any questions or comments.
Okay, fabulous. Thanks so much, Blaine.
No problem.
All right, so yes, if you want to reach out to Blaine afterwards, you can definitely follow up with his contact there. Thank you for putting that up there. Questions too, if something you're sitting at your desk later on and you think, oh, I should have asked this, please reach out. Blaine, I know would be more than happy to help you. We did record this session, so we'll get it posted to our content library here within a couple hours. But our audience is being pretty quiet here, so I think we'll go ahead and wrap. All right, Blaine? Sure. Okay, definitely. Thank you for sharing, Blaine, today on virtual agents and other important customer service items. Much appreciated.
No problem. And I think we're a couple weeks from now, we're having another part 3, which is knowledge base. So
yes, for sure. Make sure that you get registered for that. I believe it's May 26th. So we'd love to have you join us. All right, thanks all for joining today. As we close down, we appreciate you taking a couple moments to complete the survey and send us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any other content ideas that you're looking for as well, let us know. But we appreciate you being here with us today. We look forward to seeing you back here in the near future. Have a great day, all.
Thank you.